What if one revolution nearly 50 years ago helped create one of the world's most dangerous conflicts today? A conflict that has drawn in powerful nations, threatened global oil supplies, and placed millions of lives at risk. But here's the surprising part. Iran and Israel weren't always enemies. In fact, they were once allies. So how did friendship turn into open warfare? How did secret operations and proxy battles lead to missiles flying? To understand the war we're witnessing today, we have to go back to where it all began. Believe it or not, Iran and Israel were once partners. Before 1979, Iran was ruled by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. The Shah maintained close ties with Israel. The two countries traded oil, shared intelligence, and cooperated against common regional threats. But everything changed in 1979. The Islamic Revolution overthrew the Shah, bringing Khomeini to power. The new Islamic Republic cut diplomatic ties with Israel. Iran no longer recognized Israel, becoming one of its strongest opponents. That single revolution changed Middle Eastern politics forever. Iran's opposition is driven by ideology and geopolitics. The revolutionary government saw Israel as a Western-backed occupier. Supporting the Palestinian cause became central to Iran's policy. Iranian leaders saw resisting Israel as resisting American influence. Israel sees itself as defending its sovereignty and citizens. This disagreement has shaped the relationship for decades. Neither side sees the other as a simple rival. They see each other as a major strategic threat. For decades, Iran and Israel rarely fought each other directly. Instead, they fought through allies. Iran built what analysts call the axis of resistance. This includes Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis in Yemen. Iran has provided funding, weapons, and training to these groups. Israel argues these groups threaten it through rockets and drones. In response, Israel has struck Iranian-linked targets, particularly in Syria. It's also been widely reported to run cyber and covert operations. This became known as the Shadow War. It lasted for years. Perhaps no issue worries Israel more than Iran's nuclear program. Iran insists its nuclear activities are for peaceful purposes. However, the IAEA has repeatedly raised concerns about Iran's activities, including uranium enrichment and international compliance. Israel believes an Iranian nuclear weapon would be an existential threat. Because of this, the nuclear issue has driven years of covert operations and sanctions, along with diplomatic pressure and military planning. For years, both sides tried to avoid full-scale war. That began to change after the October 7, 2023 Hamas attack. It triggered a wider regional crisis. In June 2025, Israel and Iran fought a direct 12-day war. The long-running proxy conflict had become open confrontation. In February 2026, the US and Israel launched joint strikes on Iran. The goal: dismantle Iran's missile and nuclear capabilities. A ceasefire followed in April after 5 weeks of fighting. In June, both presidents signed a deal meant to end the war, but tensions never fully disappeared. Iran has repeatedly threatened shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. And as of this year, strikes between the US and Iran have resumed. This isn't just a regional conflict. The Middle East produces a significant share of the world's oil. The Strait of Hormuz carries a large share of global oil shipments. Whenever fighting threatens that route, oil prices often rise. Global markets react, airlines change routes. Governments prepare for economic consequences. That's why the US, Russia, China, and Europe watch closely. This conflict affects far more than the countries involved. So why is Iran at war with Israel? Because this didn't begin with one missile or one attack. It's the result of decades of ideological conflict. Regional competition, security fears, proxy warfare, and deep mistrust. Understanding this history doesn't make it any less tragic, but it helps explain why peace has proven so difficult. Because sometimes the most dangerous wars don't begin overnight. They're the ones building for generations. This is a fast-moving story, still unfolding as we speak.
Subscribe to The Wise, where every question opens the door to a new discovery. Because every answer begins with one word: why?